What is up, everyone? Welcome back. I hope you guys are all doing okay, doing well in the current COVID-19 insanity that is kicking our collective asses all across the world. If you are a fan of my channel, if you're a fan of channels like mine, if you're a fan of music, probably if you're walking channels like this, you'll know that one of the most affected industries out there right now across the world is the music industry. And the bands that are being hit the hardest are the smaller bands. All bands are being hit hard. Anyone not a major, to including the majors, but so much more so for the smaller to mid-size to bands that are not packing stadiums and where record sales actually still have an impact on their revenue stream in a major way, are truly being hit hard. Why? Because if you're a smaller band, and even bigger bands like Metallica, you make the majority of your revenue from touring and merch sales and playing live. Because it's where your money doesn't get hit with as much from management and labels, though a lot of bands are being stuck in 360 deals at this point. I have had the incredible fortune to be able to cover smaller, lesser known bands for the past 2.5 years. It's truly what I, as a critic and an YouTube influencer, whatever term you want to throw at me, enjoy the most. And it's time that I do my best to try and return that favor as much as possible. In this video, in the description, I'm going to encourage bands that I've worked with to put links to their stuff in the comments, share it out. Not for me. I'm not even going to monetize the video because it's for them. It's to allow those bands to get a bit more exposure, which is truly why I do this, and allow you guys to find bands that might suit your style, that you might find something that you enjoy. And if you do, please watch their videos on YouTube if they're a monetized channel. If they're not, try to get them to that 1,000 subscriber mark so they can monetize. Ad revenue is a bit tough right now with so many industries being hurt, but any bit helps. If you like the music that much, stream them on Spotify. It's a little, but it helps. Buy their merch. Pick up something off a Bandcamp page. If they have a Patreon page, hit them up. Give them $1 a day or $1 a month. Isn't that much, but believe me, as someone who has about 22 Patreons, that little bit truly helps. I mean, heck, in my case, it's even allowed me to adopt one of my 2 dogs, which the one you hear the most barking away on the channel and videos, Mr. Sam. So that it all adds up. And with announcements coming from all over the country, in the US as well as the world, of festivals and tours being canceled. Coheed just recently canceled a bunch of dates. Other bands have canceled dates. And festivals throughout Portugal, at least until September, have been canceled. So bands that had set up their release schedules for records that they have spent so much time, so much energy, so much emotion, and to write, compose, record, perform, and the tedious aspects in the studio to be able to get out, to be able to tour on it, and make a little bit of money so they can do what they love the most, which is make more music and perform it live, are truly being hurt. There have been some bands out there that have made the most of this situation big and small, Charlie Benante, Devin Townsend. The guys from Psycho Stick do weekly streams. If you're not following them on Facebook, you should. They are utterly hilarious. They're one of the most fun and enjoyable parody bands I've encountered. Ex Libris has been doing a bunch. Duran Gray just finished up 5 days of album streams from each of their members. They did that amazing Quarantined Live that is probably close to 1 million views by now. So there's bands out there that are making the most of it. There's a lot of people that are doing quarantine covers back and forth, and they're trying their best. So let's give back. If you have a venue that you love, the Troubadour, the RCA Club in Lisbon, Portugal, the Hard Club, any venue that happens to be somewhere you call home, help them out as well. A lot of them have Patreon pages. If they do have a kitchen available, like so many places do, and you can get to go, do that too. But please, for all the bands we love, the artists, the music that keeps us going in our daily lives, if it was a time to give back, even if it's just a slight bit of sharing their work via Facebook, recommending them to a friend, buying some merch, please do it. I personally am going to buy merch from a couple of bands every month, as much as I can, to help those bands continue. Because if you buy a shirt, one of the biggest reasons I wear shirts from lesser known bands on the channel, like I am today with Grimlet, is because it's an advertisement. That wall at some point is going to have plenty of stuff up there, because even if my videos only hit 200 views, which some of them do, some of them even less, but it's an advertisement. And all it takes is, hey man, that's a cool shirt, or hey, who are they? To help that band that you love so much make a little bit more, so they can have the funds available to keep their lights on, to practice their instrument, to get a new program or something gear related, to be able to make more music and to be able to share their art with you and other people out there in the world. So, bands, please, in the comments below, flood it. I don't care how you do it, as long as it's respectful. Put your band in there, put links in there. Give a description. Don't just, hey, check out my band, but tell people about who you are and why they should check you out. And let's use as much as we can to continue to have all of you go out there, get more support, grow your fan bases, and be able to make the cash you need to sustain and continue your art in these crappy times. I know the guys from Vela, who I'm very close with, former Legacy of Cynthia guys, released their album Coma recently. They're a fantastic Portuguese band from the Porto area, and they even rushed to get it out because they thought they were going to be able to play festival dates, which unfortunately didn't happen because of this whole thing. And there are hundreds and thousands of examples, to include mainstream bands like Hatebreed, who have a pretty outstanding fan base, but being able to get physical copies out and that kind of stuff is a bit difficult right now. Catatonia released a new record. Go check it out. Trivium released a new record. Go check it out. Sacred Sid has their new EP, Born to Suffer. Go check that out too. There is a plethora of stuff out there. Please avail yourself of it. It never ever hurts to try to check out a band that you haven't heard before. I'm a perfect example. I did not really listen to a whole lot of Japanese stuff until I started this channel. I certainly didn't listen to a lot of emo-leaning stuff, and now I'm hooked on bands like the Deer Hunter, Dirt Poor Robins, Coheed, Cambria, the Decemberists, and many others. So being open-minded only benefits you. It doesn't hurt you. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. You're wonderful people. Hopefully we can get several bands in the comments here that will post their stuff that you can be able to check out and continue to spread that love forward. Because truly, it will help these guys and gals out. I love you very much. As always, I want to thank my law enforcement, military, veterans, first responders, medical personnel all around the globe for what you're doing right now. Thank all the bands that continue to write and record music, and for all of them that have made me feel like a family member in the past 2.5 years of doing this channel. As always, guys and gals, you have been awesome. I have been Baldman. I will see you in the next one. Be excellent to each other and keep headbang.